Hello, felting friends. Welcome back to Chicken Run Creations. This is Dawn, and we are working on our wired fox. Last video, we made the wire armature and gave it a coating of core wool and some black around our feet. I've been playing with my first run here so I can figure out what to do. So this is where we are headed right now. It definitely isn't done by far, but this is the direction I'm going in. This is one of those projects that I kind of like to do in advance because it's not one that I make regularly myself, so sometimes I'm kind of learning as I go. So anyway, this is where we're at. If you didn't see the last video, I am using this red fox formation from Permafelt, and there's a link down below where you can get a copy of this as well. I messaged her this morning because someone had mentioned if I had permission to use her thing in my video, so I'm like, ooh, I never even thought of that. So I sent off a message to her and she said definitely. So if you are looking for some help on doing armatures, she's got all kinds of animals, so go check out her Etsy store. Very reasonably priced PDF download, and you get all sorts of wire helps for doing your projects. So anyway, we are back to building up this little guy, and I actually tried to print this off to make it bigger so it's more true to life, but I didn't have a lot of time to spend on doing that, so we're gonna run with it as it is. So I think I'm gonna go with the head first because I have a tendency to do the body and make it too big, and then my head ends up have to be ginormous. So I think if I do my head first, it won't be complete like this one that I did. I mean, it definitely has, you know, ways to go, but I think I'm gonna start there. So we're gonna start building up the head. As you can see with this here, the snout kind of comes out here. Like I said, I'm not very good at doing this stuff. I have only been doing it for a couple years, so I'm sure that there's going to be easier ways to do it. But we're going to kind of wing it and see what we can come up with. I kind of wrapped the wire and then made a little snout to attach to it, and so it looks kind of a lot different than that. My snout's a little bit bigger, so I may have to do some work on here, but you know, we all live and learn, right? So let's get started on that. I'm gonna take some core wool here. I have all sorts of little pieces off to the side here. I'm gonna take some core. I'm just gonna kind of split it up here a little bit because I don't need these really big pieces. And I have my, here in front of me, I have my pictures that I've printed off of my foxes. Now see, this guy, his face is more slanted, which is what I think I ended up doing on the other one. This guy has more of a bump here, so I know it's kind of a catch-22. I think this one is more like the picture of the frame. So we're going to first off, I think, just give this a little bit of a wrap here. So this is his head, and then this is the neck. And I'm just gonna kind of wrap this whole thing up a little bit to build it up. I'm gonna find my needles here. And just remember that you have a wire in here, so be careful when you're stabbing. I just kind of want to get a basic shape for his head here, just so I don't like make his body huge. Not to say I won't make his body huge, but let's hopefully not. So one thing I was noticing when I did this was there's not, so I haven't really built up his chest here yet, but if you look at the pictures, I can tell in this one, his neck really kind of comes up to the middle of his chin. You can kind of tell. So he has a lot here in the chest area. So I'll definitely need to kind of build up this a little bit more here. And then there was something else that I happened to think of. Oh, I was looking at, I think I saw another picture of a needle felted fox. I'll have to go see if I can find it. I think it was actually a video that I saw on a Facebook group or something that I really liked how they did the face. And now I don't remember, so I'll have to go back and see if I can find that. So I'm just kind of just tacking this down a little bit so it stays put. I also had a really good suggestion from my last video on how to do the feet, which I'm gonna give a try. I haven't done before, so I'm thinking that might help. It's one thing I like about this community is people are so helpful. I'm in a number of Facebook groups, and I'm always learning something from what people post in that. So, all right. So, let me see here. I think I'm going to maybe do just the start of a snout here. This is probably going to be too big. So I'm just going to roll up a piece here. Still going to be too big. I'm going to take my multi-tool. I have 2 needles in here, probably 38s, I think. I'm just going to kind of, I'm just doing the bottom part of this. I'm leaving this all fluffy because I don't think I'm going to need that much. And I can always build up on it. Okay, I'm just going to kind of pull this apart. It's got a beak, but it will get smaller. I think I actually want to pull this apart a little bit more here. This is always a hard part for me because, you know, I look at that, I'm like, oh my word, that looks absolutely horrendous. But, you know, it has a lot of work to go on it yet. I probably should maybe add a little bit more to the head, but it'll get there. I tried watching some other videos, but most of them, some of them I just don't care for the style. I know a lot of people like Seraphina's videos, and I have watched them and learned them, but I don't know, I'm not a fan of the style her animals are. She's got some really good ones. Someday I'd like to attempt a horse. But I don't know, the last time I made a fox, I can post a link to the video that I kind of watched, but a lot of it is like sped up and really kind of hard to follow, and the angle that she videos at, I mean, it was put up for quite a long time ago. It's really hard to kind of follow when they do everything on fast speed or the angle isn't very good. This looks really wonky. Just gotta keep telling myself, it's not done yet, it's not done yet. It has a long ways to go. Looks like a rhinoceros. Alright, let's see here. So the foxes have pretty wide cheeks, so I'm going to let's see here. I'm gonna take a piece. Yeah, might be too thick, but I'm gonna take my multi-tool here, just kind of flatten it up a little bit. Do another one. Sure if these are too big. So I don't want to lose the pointiness of the snout, but it's going to need to be a little bit bigger anyway, so I'm just going to felt this down here on the side of his face. Same on the other side. I'm doing This is thinner than back here, so I'm putting the thinner part up by the nose. Put a little more light on the subject here. Yeah, that side's a little bit bigger. So I have more on this side than this side, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more back in there. See if we can do it with this piece. Okay. I'm going to build up some more, but I'm going to add some more on the top of his head here. These things aren't very easy to work with. I'm gonna stretch his legs out here a little bit. Just gonna do the splits. do a comparison here. Okay. Just gonna wrap around once here. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Not too bad, I think. All right, we're gonna move on to his body now. Just tack these down a little bit here. All right, so now I'm gonna kind of spread them out here. Get some more wool. Okay, so if you watched my little sheep video, was it my sheep? Yes. We made a cylinder that we stuck underneath the pipe cleaner that we did, and we're going to do the same thing with this. So I don't want it to be too long, and I don't want it to be too fat because the fox has a rather lean body, and you can kind of tell that it's kind of bigger up here on the front, and it goes a little bit higher towards the back. So I don't want to go too wide, so I'm going to take some of this off. I'm going to take this part off over here because it's a little thinner. Let's see. And I don't want to get a lot in between his legs because otherwise he'll be like, you know, kind of standing kind of wonky. So let's see here. And I'm probably not going to use all of this. It's a little thin here in the middle. Let's see if I can take one of these pieces that I pulled off. So I'm just going to roll this up part way. Let's see. It's a little bit long. Okay, that's way too long. It's a little bit better. All right, now I'm gonna felt this down somewhat first before we attach it to the wire. It's just easier to do it before you get it on the wire. Again, as I've mentioned before, whenever you're making a cylinder or round shape, you want to keep turning it so you don't end up with a flat spot. I'm keeping the ends a little bit fluffy just so they can be used for attaching. Alright, let's see. That's pretty good. Okay, so now I'm gonna take another, let's see what we got here. It's kind of thin. Let's get another strip of core wool here. And take some, and I'm just going to wrap this around his body. I'm trying to keep this underneath and trying to make it kind of tight. I want to make sure that this piece that we just added stays on the bottom. So I'm gonna just gently tack this down. Be careful because you have the wire for the back. I'm gonna turn them over and work it in here. I'm gonna pull this off. Ugh. Maybe we'll cut it. I guess I could make it for part of his tail, but use a slightly thinner piece here. Try to get pretty tight. Okay. So he's still pretty thin, but that's okay. We're still gonna build him up. We just gotta get him started here. All right, so now I want to kind of tighten up his legs a little bit so they're not quite so wonky. So now if you look at the diagram here, this whole upper part of his leg is all encased inside the body. So the only part you really see is this bottom part. So, and his front legs, unless he's walking, if he's just standing, in this case we're going to have him standing, his legs are pretty straight. So this whole part up here is actually encased inside his body. So we're going to, and we kind of want to build this up a little bit too, because I mean he's got some muscles up in there. So this part it might take me a few tries to get it, because every time I do it differently and it doesn't seem to come out the way I want it to. So bear with me here while I try this out. So let me see here. This might be too thick. So I'm gonna kind of wrap and then come around here. And this is where I always mess it up. And my fleece is kind of coming apart here. All right. I'm not sure if you saw what I did there. I don't even know if I did it right. I've seen some videos they do that before they put this bottom part on here, which I probably should have done, but part's gonna get wrapped up in there. Let's see what I got here. See how I have, I think I added this over the top. There's a fly buzzing around here. Okay. We'll definitely add more to that. Let's do the same to the back legs. You see here, kind of extend out back a little bit. So that was part of what I was looking at here. So the top part of his leg is all encased here, and then what you can actually see part of the leg is down here. So this part is up here, and then it's built up. There's quite a bit of buildup in here, which on this one, so looking at this, I need to build up more in this area here. But to start with, I'm just going to kind of get it to stay in place here. And might be too much. gonna kind of wrap that a bit. This way. So it may appear that I'm like really stabbing this really hard, but because I have all the wire in here, I'm really being very gentle with going in. I'm not really like stabbing it really hard. I'm being very careful because I know that there's a lot of wires in here, and I'm hitting them, but because I'm not hitting it really hard, I'm not breaking a needle. And I know, like, when I'm going across the back here, it's a very gentle stab. It may look like I'm really stabbing it, but I'm not. Okay. Things are a bit wonky, but all right. Okay. So I basically have the basic body built up. Now I just need to continue to add to it. So what I did on this one was I added some side pieces here. So I think we will do that next. Let's see what I got here. This will work. Try and get a couple pieces the same size. We have lots of stray pieces here because this wool ended up being really kind of wonky. Usually it's pretty good, but it's like really thin part way through. I think I've mentioned that before. So let's tear this in half. I don't think I'm gonna need that much. I'm gonna kind of make just like a pillow. And let's see, where's my little guy here? Let's see, that part's pretty good. So let me do another one. This is a little bit smaller. And I'm just gonna flatten it out. Okay, so now I'm going to put this on the side. Do I want to decide here if I want it to go over? I think I do. All right, so I'm just going to kind of make it so it's the top is along the top part of the back. And I'm just going to do a gentle stab to kind of get it into place here. All right, so okay, going to add some wool here to his tail. This might be a little too wide. I'm going to actually kind of extend it past a little bit more. They have pretty long tails. Okay. All right. He's starting to take shape. His head's still a little wonky, but still have some more building up to do. You can see this one has quite a bit more on it, but I don't want to make this too long. So let's see, maybe we can do a couple more things here. Let me do this. I want to build. Actually, I haven't done this yet on my other one. Let's wrap the top part of his leg here. It's okay if I go over the black a little bit because I can cover that back up. Okay. There. I didn't do that on this one. I need to do that. I was forgetting about wrapping the legs down there. Yeah, I'll probably build up his hind quarter here a little bit more. Let's see. Just looking at my pictures here to see the front legs. I want to just do a little bit of that same thing on the front, if I can find a piece here that's not too big. I don't want to go down too far. Because their legs are pretty thin. Just do that. That'll kind of help hold it a little bit more too. Secured their feet a little bit more with that. All right. It's a little lopsided, but I can fix that when I do the feet. He kind of wobbles a little bit. His feet aren't quite the same. I need to fix this one a little bit here. But okay. So I think I will stop this video here, and next time we will work on building his body up a little bit more, work on his face some more, and I don't know if we'll start putting the top coat on him yet or not. We'll see how it goes. Gotta work with my other one and see where it goes. This one's a little bit smaller than this one, but I've added more here. So okay, so we will stop here. We will pick it up next time and see what else we can get done on our little fox friend. So thanks for watching. Have yourself a good day, and we will see you on the next video.